Grade 7s, again, I welcome you to my presentation. This time around, Mr. Sinkala, the facilitator, is now dealing with SP1. Now in SP1, we have different topics in SP1 that we do. My topic today is on always has. Now, we are using the phrase always has to try to look at different things and how you can pick a best answer to a subject that you've been given. We have, so we're saying SP1, and the topic is always has. Now, in always has questions or statements, you are given options that you choose, having been given the subject. And then you are told to pick the best option on the subject that you've been given. Let's get an example. For example, we have maybe, say, let me just say it in passing. They give you to say, a table always has. Then they give you options to say, it always has maybe a surface. Then they give you corners. And then they give you maybe wood, and then also metal. So, with the subject here is table. And then they want you to pick that which is the best on this one. Now, when you are looking at a table is made of so many things. There are tables made out of plastics, there are tables made out of wood, there are tables made out of metal, and also any other materials. Now, the question says, a table always has. What do you have to get from these options given? So what we are saying is, get the best answer from the options given. Now, when you look at a surface, for example, any table has a surface, isn't it? Yes, it has. Let's look at the corners. Is it true that all tables have corners? I don't think so. Some tables are round. Therefore, we leave this one out. Then we look at wood. As I said earlier, the tables that we have are made of out of different materials. So there are others which are made in plastics, others are made out of metal, and so on. So is it true that every table will be made out of wood? I don't think so. Then metal, equal. Yes, we have, as I've said already, we have tables made out of metal, others are made out of wood, others are made out of plastic. So from the options that we have been given here, the best that can fit in the question is the surface. Because whether the table is made out of metal, the table is made out of wood or metal and plastic, it should have a surface where you're actually working on or where you put things on. So the best answer there becomes the surface. So what are we saying about it? Always has type of questions. The first thing you do when you have such a question is scrutinize the options given. Because you want to pick the best option on the options which you have been given. And then the next thing is, when you look at the options, pick the best. And it doesn't imply that when you get that best on that particular question, that is the answer you will get when it comes next time. The answer will depend on the options that you've been given. So it shouldn't be born in your mind to say, when this question comes, say like it has, a table always has, we've gotten the answer on surface. Next time it comes, you should be looking for surface. No. Look for the best option which has been given amongst the options that are there on the question. So let's look at these two examples. I have two examples here. A plant always has then let's look at the options. We have roots, flowers, then we have leaves, and finally a stem. So let's look at this question. A plant always has, sorry, there was an S which I made there. A plant always has the options given: roots, flowers, leaves, and a stem. When you look at this, which one is the best answer here? So we start scrutinizing one after the other. Let's take, for example, flowers. Is it true that every plant has flowers? The answer is no. There are certain plants which do not have flowers. How about the leaves? We have non-flowering plants and flowering plants. Flowering plants, they have flowers and they bear fruits. And also, they have seeds at the end. How about leaves? Is it true that every plant has leaves? I don't think so again here. It's not true that all the plants have leaves. There are certain plants, like algae, they don't have leaves, but they are plants. A stem. There are others which have runners. So the best answer here we can pick is what? Roots. That is at this point, because we have been given these options. But we are not saying it is always going to be the answer for this question. No. As I said earlier, the options you are given will determine the answer at that particular time. So at this point, the roots are the best answer given the reasons we've already stated. So let's look at the next one, which is example 2. We are going to use the same, but we are going to just remove maybe one and substitute it with something else. Okay, as I said, to say, sometimes you can be given the same question, but depending on the options that you are given, the answer will change automatically. In example number 2, for example, we have a human being always has. We have a child, we have 2 legs, a wife, and then a friend. In this particular one, when you look at a human being, there is a child, 2 legs, a wife, and then a friend. We want to get the best amongst these. Now, when you look at a friend, is it true that a human being, every human being has a friend? We doubt. Let's look at the other options first before we decide which one is the correct one. We look at a wife. Is it true that a human being, every human being has a wife? We don't know. Let's look at the other one. It says 2 legs, and the other one says a child. From our own analysis here, there are people who are human beings, they are not married and they don't have children. Okay, they can have children maybe from somewhere else, but we don't have proof from this statement to say this person is married or what. We've only been told to say this is a human being. But therefore, we can't automatically say he can have a child. How about a wife? We have not been told in the statement to say this person is married or he has a wife. So this wife, also a wife also falls off. We come to friend. It's not true. We haven't been told that this person has friends. But 2 legs, this is obvious here to say this should be the best answer, because every human being, when born, except in certain instances where somebody is lame or so. So the best answer amongst the options we are given here is 2 legs. And therefore, here in 2-1, our best answer is legs, 2 legs. Let's look at 2-2. Now, in 2-2, we have the same human being, and now the options have been changed. There is a child, there is 2 legs is there, a wife, but there is also now a head. Now, again, as I said to say, when you are picking the answer, you look at the options, scrutinize them nicely, and check which is the best on the options which are given. So we look at the child. Is it true that every human being has a child? We say, let's see first. We go to the other options. There is 2 legs. Which was our answer initially here? So we say 2 legs, because this one we already said we ruled it out. Then we come to a wife. We said a wife, no. Now we are looking at a head and 2 legs here. Which one is more important? There are certain people who are lame, they don't have legs, but yet they are human beings. Therefore, our best answer now in 2-2 becomes a head, and this is the answer which we will put on a human being always has. So this is what I was saying to say, you have to be mindful. Sometimes you can be given the same question, but depending on the options you are given, the answer will change. And in this case, this is proof to say It's not always that the question you are given will have the same answer the next time you are given in another maybe exercise. So now, with this in mind and the tips that we looked at to say you should first look at the question, relate the answers to the question, which is the subject. We are looking at the plant. And then also now, amongst the options, you pick that which is the best. Please, let's do the exercise which follows up this explanation. Please follow those steps that I said and see if you are going to get the answers. The exercise, as I said, it has what you can use to check whether you've gotten things correct or right, correct or wrong, and then you can actually go through them and maybe even give yourself some questions of your own. You can craft your own questions and put and see how you can do. I was just trying to give you an idea of how you actually tackle the questions which you have always has as a phrase or a subject in the question. I thank you very much. We meet again when we look at something else again in SP1.